Alright, here we are after, what, about a 4-hour drive? One stop at Bass Pro. We are in Queen Elizabeth II Wildlands in the Halliburton Hills area near Minden. In the parking lot, which is busier than I thought. We're about ready to move off. About a 2.5 kilometer hike along a trail which looks really packed down. It should be pretty easy to a campsite for the night. And pretty good. It's about 1 degree Celsius out, kind of sunny. I think we'll get kind of warm. And the dog looks ready to go. Alright, we got a uphill start to go. You can see the trail goes up that way into the hills to start. So right off the bat, uphill. Alright, we're just a few minutes into the trek up and down this nice path here. As you can see, you gotta let this thing go down slowly. Here's behind me. We're gonna turn this around and sort of walk it down the hill so it doesn't kill us. So far so good. Break time. Up some big hills already. Trail's pretty good though. It's not too bad. And I think we got up the largest hill and just some rollers ahead of us, hopefully. Hard work though. We're going over some frozen beaver ponds now, I think. Trail's pretty good. Somebody's been out here a fair bit and has a fairly packed trail, so it's fairly easy pulling sleds on flat ground. We had some real ugly hills going up and perhaps even worse going down, but this is pretty nice now. Alright, we're at Sheldon Lake. We're maybe about 50 meters above it. We came in from that direction off the trail. From the trail to Sheldon Lake directly is about 110 meters. We've gone about 2.5 kilometers-ish. I'll have to add that all up later when I look at the map. But down below, and there goes Noah in India, down to the lake. What you can see down there, it's an arm of Sheldon Lake. He's going to scout it out, check it out for some ice fishing. I'm going to set up the Kifaru 6-man tent, tipi that is, and wood stove, and get the camp all set up and going. He's going to check out the lake and do some ice fishing. Sheldon Lake, or an arm of it. You can see off in the distance the main lake. So this is an arm of it that goes down along here. We're just on top of the hill. Our camp's literally on top there. And Noah's down here with India, cutting a hole in the lake to do some ice fishing, since he was well, that didn't work out as planned. Just took a spill there, skiing down on snowshoes. A little slushy on top, but it's just today was a bit warm. It's been pretty cold, like last night was -7, so it's not like we've had a major warm spell. How's it going? The ice is pretty thick. So you're down about a foot. We got a hatchet and an axe, so. Well, if we had an auger, that would have made short work of it, but we're doing it old school. So, I guess we're right at the end here of the arm, pretty much. The lake. Don't really know what's in here. It said on the Ontario Fishing manual, it said there's brook trout and other types of trout in here, so we'll see. Hope we're not in something too shallow, but we'll find out, right?
There's people over there.
I thought I heard voices.
They're like right on that corner. You can see a tent over there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just in the distance, That's what, about 300 meters. On the left side of that gap is a camp there. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but you can see it looks like a round tent shape silhouette there. Alright, I'm gonna go back to putting up the tent. I was just letting the snowpack settle, and I guess you'll keep working on this. Okay, the teepee's up. The Kifaru 6-man teepee. I've got a large stove to go in it. It's got a liner in it. You can see the stove hole opening there. And there's India resting. She's a bit worn out from that hike today. Around the edge of the tent, I used these Bulldog 8 or 10-inch long snow stakes. The clip there. They work pretty good. You gotta dig them in though. Snow is about knee deep. There's a layer of about a foot, then a crust, hard crust, and then another foot underneath at least. So it's at least knee deep. And the sun's starting to go down. Noah's down in the lake doing some ice fishing. Hopefully he has some luck. And I'm just gonna keep putting the tent together. There's the Kifaru large stove there. That's next. Okay, got the large stove going, and it is burning hot. Lots of pine. If you look outside, flamethrower. Woo! It's warmed up good. Snow taking a break. The dog's getting warmed up, and time to get more wood because that dry pine is burning fast. Here's the tent all set up. Lantern and stove are going inside, so it glows pretty good outside. A beautiful starlit night in kind of northern Ontario, so there's lots of stars to see. Not terribly cold, might be a few degrees below zero. And all set up inside. It's pretty warm in here now. Even though it's a 6-man, and we got lots of room here for 2 of us, and the dog back there. And had a dinner of MREs, those civvy ones. And you had, was it penne with vegetable sauce or something, Noah? Mm-hmm. I had chili, which was pretty respectable. So we're just relaxing here, and it's about 10 to 9. Stove's going good, got a good supply of wood for the night, mostly pine, and it was pretty dry too, so it's going to burn good. Stove's kind of settling down a bit right now, so it looks pretty good. Sunday morning, it's a little below zero, maybe -5, -7. Beautiful sunny morning. Got the stove going. Got coffee percolating. Got this outside because it blows off so much steam. I don't want to fog up the inside of the tent. It looks like it's about ready. Inside. Spoiled dog. Noah's still asleep. The stove's going good. Got some MREs, hash browns and bacon on. And breakfast is on. Alright, we're out in the lake this morning. And the dog's pretty thirsty, drinking the water. It's pretty nice out now. What do you think? It's right around freezing maybe? A little below? Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez! Christ! Disaster. Alright, I'll take her out and dry her up at the tent. You don't want her sitting out here. Alright, well, there's our first emergency this morning. There's the lake. That's looking west. You can see the gap about 400 meters down where it goes into the larger lake. We're in a branch that really ends, yeah, just about 100 meters over here. It looks like a swamp that goes beyond there. tents up there on the hill. So, India, come here. So I'll take her up the tent and dry her out, Noah. Okay. Alright, after that falling in the ice hole there, we got the dog back up here to dry out a bit. Left rear leg got soaked good, so since we were out here all day, we'll dry her out and get the stove going again here good. Here's the wood cutting area station, the overturned sled. I was cutting some wood, good old Fisker's axe here, and Saw-Viver, I think is the brand. Saw that folds up and goes completely into here to carry. Fairly lightweight, works great. And this has been burning really good. Pine 2 to 3 inch pieces, mostly dry. This one's a little bit wet here on the one part, but it's been like this, debarked, cut up just like that, or even 3 inch pieces burned great. And you know, in that Kifaru stove, it's more of a stove box as opposed to a wood stove, so you want to keep it hot, burning pretty steady. So the pine works good. Yeah, you get some soot and stuff, but not too bad. It was burning really hot. So just cutting up a bit more this morning, just to keep the stove going a bit more, and then we'll be heading out soon. Okay, here we are, packing up. Time to strike camp and move out. I've pulled everything pretty much out of the teepee, all the packs and the boxes that go in the toboggans. Getting ready to pack up. Took the stove out, which was still going a bit, and that's a tricky maneuver, as if you touch the tent you'll melt a big hole in it. So I did it without any trouble, but it is tricky. All that's left in the inside is mostly sleeping bags and air mattresses to pack up. Then the tent comes down. We're gonna head down this hill with the toboggans and take a different way out along through Sheldon Lake, heading north then up through a portage which isn't very hilly, and then to Devil's Lake. It's mostly gonna be flat and on snowmobile trail, so real easy terrain, about 4 kilometers. We found out from a nearby camper that's the route to go out, versus the 2.5 kilometers of forested, hilly trail we came in. We're not doing that again if we can help it. So a little different route out. It'll be faster, a lot easier, and it's a beautiful day. It must be right around 0 right now, so gotta take care of that stove. I'll just let it burn down a bit more. All set to go. The other sled's already down in the lake with Noah. It's just the dog and I, and we're about ready to head out down to the lake and then out. Everything's all cleaned up, packed up, good to go. Heading out. There's a snowmobile trail just about 150 meters down. We'll take that. It'll be like a highway. Here I am, good to go. We came from up there. Had to go down with the sleds ahead of us, letting them slide down on their own. Alright, just starting out. Fun, India. This is much nicer on the snowmobile tracks. There's another camp right up here on that left side. We're on an arm of Sheldon Lake, and that little gap there goes into the larger lake. There's a camp there. Last night you could see a tent and smoke. Anyways, this is much nicer. Alright, here we're going along a portage off of Sheldon Lake, headed north, rather than going up and down hills like that. This is like a highway, nice hard-packed snowmobile trail. We're certainly making good time, and it's a whole lot easier. Well, we've come down a portage trail there, and we're onto Devil's Lake here. There's all sorts of cottages and camps. That was maybe 2 kilometers we went. I say 1.5 kilometers of easy flat lake and some portage with rollers. This is Devil's Lake. We go right around the bend there and down, I'm not sure how far, 1 kilometer, maybe 2 even, but it'll be pretty easy going. That was a lot easier than coming in, right? That's an understatement. And the dog thinks so as well. We're on Devil's Lake, headed east. I think we might have about 1.5 kilometers to go. It's a long, thin lake here, surrounded by a shield, as you can see, coming out of the ground. We've come maybe about 400 meters from when we came off the portage, and it's pretty easy trekking here on this hard-pack snowmobile trail. Nice and flat, good times. Going through a bit of a narrows in the lake that leads to a little larger area on the other side of this, and then in about 1 kilometer, like I said, we'll be at our vehicle parking lot. So far so good. We come from this way. This bright sunny day, definitely sunglasses are required today, that's for sure. Alright, we're at the end of our journey, at the end of Devil's Lake, the eastern end of it, at the parking lot. We're just coming up to it. We come from that way, and from our campsite, according to another camper that was there, he said it was about 4 kilometers here. And we left at 13:20, it's 14:21 now, so an hour. Well, I don't think it's any more than 4K, 3.5 to 4, and we made really good time. And that's the end of our QE2 Wildlands winter camping adventure.